We were talking at noon today that our forecast over the next few days, you'll be reaching for the light hat, light gloves, that first layer of
Define a
winter.
light hat.
Oh, not the big one you'll need in real winter.
That'll make sense later.
Yeah, you'll understand.
I do the same thing with like my puff jackets. I've got like kind of a
degrees.
Yeah. Like I'm in light puff right now.
I won't take out the puff
Like a big
right
one.
now.
No.
I mean, it would be too much. I think it's embarrassing.
What's that super trendy one that people were wearing a lot?
The super puff?
No. It's dark. Brian, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking
about. If you go on a subway on the T in Boston, everybody has the same jacket.
Canada Goose.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Is that the jacket you're going to wear?
That's going back a while, though.
Well, yes, it was hot like 5 years ago. I was just wondering if that's what you're going to. Why are you still wearing it?
5 years ago.
No, I think Brian's right. All right, anyways, we're not time for this. Tonight it's going to drop down into the 30s along the coastline, just about freezing inland. It'll be below freezing in the mountains, so it'll actually be cooler than the last few nights. That's why I wanted to start with that particular graphic there. Otherwise, it's clear until early tomorrow morning, and then we start to cloud up pretty rapidly. And I think for most of us, it's cloudy through the entire day. And I also think for the vast majority of the state, it's dry during the daylight hours. We've got an isolated shower chance over York County, perhaps into Oxford County here through the middle of the day, but you can see spatially how much of the state is dry tomorrow. But it's not a nice day particularly. It's upper 40s to around 50. The mountains stay in the low 40s. Rain comes in overnight on Thursday, and it will be heavy at times, especially this is 8 o'clock, but especially after midnight. The rain really starts coming down, especially over southern Maine and eventually into the mid-coast. This is 2 a.m. and then 4 a.m. raining into parts of the mid-coast and down east. And by 6 a.m., the rain is still around for a lot of us when we wake up, heaviest over down east Maine, but pretty rapidly pushes to the north during the day on Friday, such that Friday afternoon turns out all right. We may actually be in the low 60s. It's still, though, noticeably breezy through Friday afternoon into Friday night. So it's just something to consider if you're going to be out trick-or-treating or whatnot. It will be noticeably breezy and windy, as I just talked about, through the day on Saturday. Saturday is pretty cool. Temperatures in the 40s. Gusty winds in the mountains likely in the 30s. As far as rainfall amounts, about 1.5 inches. Models continue to think there are bullseyes of over 2 inches possible, especially over down east Maine, perhaps over southern coastal Maine. 2 inches would be great, obviously, for the drought situation, so we'll keep an eye on how that all plays out. The wind, as we just talked about, is going to be breezy overnight Thursday, but more noticeable Friday afternoon and into Saturday with those wind gusts of 40 miles an hour or so. Melissa finally down to a Cat 1. Unfortunately, it took going over Jamaica and Cuba to really weaken that storm. Interesting tidbit with that storm meteorologically, guys, is that it has a preliminary wind gust of 252 miles an hour that was measured from the hurricane hunters. If that stands, it'll be the highest instantaneous wind gust ever recorded in a tropical system anywhere in the world. So they're still waiting to verify that, but it gives you some idea of the strength of that. Another way to put that in perspective is 252 miles an hour. The Mount Washington wind speed record that stood for many, many years was 231.
Yeah,
so
stronger than that.
20 miles an hour.
And we're still
more.
seeing images come out, obviously, of the damage there.
Yeah.
All right, Keith, thanks.